All right. I'm not entirely sure what just happened there. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, you guys. Sorry I missed that. Okay, thank you, Manafort. Yeah, so you want to join me in this riveting Miracles Mirror commentary, Kevin?
Miracles Mirror.
Why don't we start by you telling me how your matchup went? I see you.
I beat Burn.
Oh, wow.
Raced him game 1, game 2 I got the chasm lock.
Was it against Jason?
No, how much Burn is in this room?
I don't know. He's on Burn. So we're in game 2 right now. Chris wrapped up game 1 really quickly. And then, oh wow. Okay.
Yep. Armor Blast on Jays.
And right now, each player's just been, no one player's been able to completely pull ahead of the other. Chris had a counterbalance with top in play. Rob had a Wear Tear. Rob had a Chase. Chris had a Rep.
So now we got counterbalance if that resolves.
Yeah. Counterbalance in. All right. So Mono Combo assembled. Does he have an answer? I think he's got a Council's Judgment, but he doesn't have a second white. That's awkward.
2 Volks. Do you fetch your Volks aggressively in this matchup? Is it because we're Pyroblast?
Yeah, mostly for Pyroblast. You even if you don't have them, you want to represent them.
Right.
But I'm not sure I would getting both Volks here. He elected to get the second Volk.
So what do we know about the list? I know Chris actually played him round 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got Entreat and Mentor, but Mentor might be bored.
He's running Mentor's main. He showed it to counter Council's Judgment in round 1.
Okay.
In game 1.
I have a good choice. I like it a lot, but I might just like it because I like playing creatures game 1.
Ooh, this is essentially just offering the trade. I want you to put your Divining Tap on top of your deck for 1 card. I think is it worth spinning a response just to see if there's a 1-drop?
Right.
See Kyranos.
Sure.
Activate top. Respond. Swords the Plowshare's Mentor. This is really good. So if Rob has any other spells, he can try to run it out. Nope, he's just gonna look to gain 2. Awesome. Thanks for the share, Not So Silent Pop. I really appreciate that, man. So, okay, Brainstorm response. Okay, so what happened here is he played top, and Rob went to activate top, and Chris responded by sorting. So it's just Snapcaster. Hey, thanks for the follow coming to lead. So then, in response to him activating top, he swords Monastery Mentor. Rob didn't play any spells, gained 2 life. And Chris tries to play counterbalance. Rob brainstorms, reveals Snapcaster Mage. Untap, replays top.
Yeah, the Miracles mirror is a very skill-testing mirror.
I was saying earlier, I always like imagining it as if 2 medieval warriors are fighting in full plate mail armor.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're just like empty battlefield, just duking it out, seeing who can knock the other person down.
You're not in a good position when you're hell-bent against a countertop assembled, though.
Yeah. I mean,
if I know anything.
Yeah, that's usually like game over, because that means whoever has counterbalance is up 3 cards on you, essentially. The freeing thing. What's up, man? Welcome to Snapcasters community. There's a link on RMTG Legacy. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't actually posted on there yet. I was waiting to... Oh, I guess... Yeah, Chris has probably seen enough. Wombo combo assembled. Save some time for your last round, because you're going to need it. Yep. Yeah, I didn't know we were getting cross-linked to the Legacy subreddit. I was hoping to get this on live first and then link it. They douche baguette. Oh my god, I actually know the reference for that, do you?
Is that a Guy Ledouche?
Hey, what's up, man? Welcome to the Snapcasters.
Alright, right, so game 3. Is there anything you do different on the play in the draw here?
The first thing that comes to mind is probably the number of spell pierces you run. Right, because that's obviously just going to be better on the play. If you have no interaction turn 1, you can just leave that up and hopefully get their top, their counterbalance.
Right, but you're probably, in the position where if they're representing Spell Pierce, you just don't go for it unless you have Force backup. It seems like you just never go for anything unless you have to in this matchup.
Yeah, so I played Delver a lot, and one of my favorite things I like doing is kind of bluffing, telling them, like, leaving up specific mana to be like, oh, you've got red, oh, you've got Pierce or whatever, and they're in my sideboard or something,
Right.
Like I always say, my favorite Stifle and my favorite Daze are the ones that aren't in my deck. Because, like, if they're just playing around it, they're just intentionally losing tempo for no reason.
Well, that was the thing I used to do on Grixis Delver, was I'd leave in some forces in the Delver mirrors when they had Goyfs, because until we got Gurmag Angler, you can't really answer a Goyf effectively, so you had to get the 2-1 on yourself, and they would never play around it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually like keeping it in forces, especially in the mirrors, and because, like, you have to be the beatdown, so, like, I can't tell you how many turn 1 Delvers or turn 1 Geeses I forced in my days, but I always like doing that.
Right. And it depends on how much pressure you put down. So you leave in Dazes, it's really pretty embarrassing if you're playing the tempo game instead of the aggro game. By the same token, when you're on the aggro game, you have the Dazes and they're not playing around it because you probably take them out against Miracles. You just get them.
Yeah, I can't. There were a couple times where actually I kept some Dazes in and I got rewarded, and then there were some times where I kept Dazes in and got freaking punished.
Yeah, that happens to me on lands right now. As every once in a while, I'll just jam and they'll say Daze game 2. What are you doing? Other than ruining me right now. You did it.
Yeah. Well, hey, Special Agent Cooper, thanks for the compliment. Yeah, really appreciate it. But so this matchup, Chris is on the play. Whatever. Did they? I didn't even see if they sideboarded differently.
I don't think either of them did. They both grabbed their boards, but I didn't see anything going around.
Yeah, I don't think I recall any changes. So I can't imagine like much of your numbers change here, whether you're on the play or the draw. We're just gonna leave us off with full top.
Like you were saying, your 1 mana spells might shift a bit.
Rob is basic Island Ponder.
I like Chris's opener a little better here.
I agree. The exact same thing happened last game, and I think turn 1 top's just stronger. Now, this is interesting. Chris likes not to spin, which means he's got...
Oh, no.
Yeah, if you don't spin on your upkeep, that's a tell that's
right.
Coming. It's like if you got a silence, I'm going to throw it out there. Force, pitch force. This is worth fighting over.
Yeah. If Chris wins this fight, it's real good. Okay, but even then, getting 2 forces out of Rob's hand is huge.
2 for 1. It's basically a hymn to Torok for blue.
Right, and you hit exactly forces. I think where you want to be, because I can see a force in Chris's hand there. Oh, there's counterbalance. Rob's hand's looking good too. This could actually be a really neat match.
Yeah, top. Staring at the top's not the end of the world. Counterbalance, we got some problems.
Right.
Oh, I forgot he forced. Miracles Mirror is miserable. I know, friend thing. This wasn't intentional. It's just table 1 that was given to us. We're going to be paying more attention to what the matchups actually are.
I like the Miracles Mirror sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
You get to see the next level plays they're all making.
Everybody gets 1. is how I like to imagine that.
Chris has some really nice looking cards. He's got foil ponders.
Yeah, I played Chris before in an open, and he was playing full foil foreign Grixis control.
Wow.
And it was very impressive, and he beat me.
And
because Dig Through Time was really good in that deck.
I don't know if you've seen his black border counter spells, but they're better than the ones I play.
I love the artwork on the old counter spells.
Yeah.
You can just hear like the Price is Wrong sound effect, like.
Right.
Wah, 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 wah. I also really like 7th edition foil counter spells.
Yeah.
That's right up there with me.
They're really good looking. Old border foils in general just look really good.
Yeah, Star Foils, man. I really wish they would bring it back. I always lose it whenever they.
Oh, we're about to see double top.
Let's spin top.
If I have it right, Chris had a force in hand. Do you use it on the top here?
I like fighting for it. Chris is gonna fetch.
Right. Having top superiority is big, especially if you brick on your 3rd land. Or did he? Is this...
The problem is, it's like Rob could have all of his permissions left. He could have Counterspell, he could have Rev, he could have Flusterstorm, he could have whatever you want. It's live, so I hope you've gotten in spades.
Right,
If you're gonna fight him over it.
The blind counterbalance obviously is very good, but you only get the blind flips when you're playing against miracles.
I like how Chris holds his cards upside down. It's pretty hardcore. Yeah, top on top is I guess it resolves. Yeah, it's probably not, the card count here is too low. Your opponent could have anything. It just and if
That's
you
a wear
can't-
tear in Chris's hand.
Yeah, if you can't beat one layer per mission, I don't think it's worth fighting over. Like, it'd be one thing if you go like card for card with your opponent and you still have a top in play, but if you can't, then it's not.
Right.
Don't do it.
Parity is parity, and usually these games are decided by very swingy turns where
Yeah.
you get the X for ones.
So how is the lands versus burn matchup, Kevin? What's that like?
It's a little rough. Click is really good value here. The lands
this
versus
is
burn
best, yeah.
matchup's really rough because they've got price. What you have to do game one is just race them. The cool thing is, even in your main deck, the Glacial Chasm lock exists, where you have Glacial Chasm in play, so you can't be dealt damage, and you copy it with your Thespian Stage and sack your Glacial Chasm. So now your Thespian Stage is a Glacial Chasm. You're never without a Glacial Chasm in play, so there is no window for them to bolt you in response. And as long as you can loam it every turn, there's no way in their main deck for them to beat you. And you just punching fire them to death or wait for them to scoop or something. And then games 2 and 3, you're also trying to assemble that lock or just race them. So it's actually fine, but they do have things like Ensnaring Bridge and sometimes Surgical.
Sulfur Vortex, I don't think stops. No, it prevents a life from being gained. So it actually turns off Grove of the Burn Willows because you cannot give your opponent
Right, so you
life.
can't do your Punishing Fire loop with Sulfur Vortex in play, which is terrible, but when you're playing Molten Vortex, you're fine. It does mean at some point you have to stop dredging loams.
Yes, blackjack. Vortex is damage.
We got countertop attempted on Rob's side.
Spin a response. Get perfect intel to know how we're gonna fight this. Gonna fetch. Get some better top 3, most likely. So the rib on the click is probably last turn. Probably felt pretty good.
Yeah, click is just so important in this match.
Yeah,
You
it
get the
really
value
is.
off the click, plus the 3-1 in the air is actually just rough. You might
Yeah,
be
it keeps
shaving plows.
Jason check, right? Because
Right.
like, how do you beat that if you have just Jace? You have to have some form of removal. I mean, I said when in doubt, just take table 1, and this was table 1.
We're just getting in here that it was the TO who decided that we were going to be watching the Miracles Mirror.
Yeah, he came over earlier. Yeah, no, we're not. No, sir. No, we're having a ball. How are you doing? 2 thumbs
TO's
up.
looking good.
So spin and response.
That's an entreat.
It is. It's not counter. Does that counterbalance? I don't remember what its CMC is on. It's 3, right?
3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also doesn't have a counterbalance play.
How many forces in red left to hit? It depends on what side.
Yeah, I've seen like
We saw
3
force pitch force on
sometimes on
Rob's
some
side.
boards. We don't have the deck list for them yet. The judges are still using them.
Is there a better counter for miracles than counterspell? I like red elemental blast.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, not
Basically.
really. Counterspell is kind of the most mana efficient counter you're going to get. Mana leak isn't even good in the late game in this mirror, so you couldn't play, 8 counterspells, for example.
That's juicy. He's tapped out though.
What's up, Johnny? How are you?
Let's see what's he gonna do? This guy. I see a force in Rob's hand. He pulled it to the front, so he's thinking. Like force.
Of course, if we had Mana Drain, they would be playing Mana Drain.
Because we know he likely doesn't have a 3-drop on top. 3-drop is actually
It's just actual force.
He has the click.
With the click, so that, I mean, that's...
He couldn't try to.
I don't know,
fetch
duress for
and
Chris
find
here is probably not good
brainstorm.
enough, but...
Yeah.
That did get the force out of the hand for that entreat that Chris is floating. Could be that Chris just wants to have it.
good cards are good.
Yeah. So this is just going to be threat after threat on Chris's side.
Is that what's going on here? Yes, Tin Fin.
Yep. First place is a Time Walk, second place is a Time Vault. And then there's prizes lower than that. Those are the two I'm focusing on.
Yeah, to give you an idea how insane the prize support is here, the payout is to top 16. 9th through 16th gets $50, and it is a $30 event. And there's power in prizes. Like,
Right, it's
holy crap.
Tio runs a good event.
Yeah. Oh, didn't I miss a punch?
Well, if I can't block him, I better race him.
Chase coming down.
Pyro.
Get red. Says no answer. Also, BT dubs. When it starts getting quiet, we have to be careful that they don't hear us. Which is why I put this right up here.
Makes sense.
Like, because I noticed it's getting kind of quiet.
So how are we feeling? When are we going to be able to fire off that entreat?
I think he's waiting. He's trying to get permission out of his hand.
Right, because I mean there is no imminent threat on the other side of the table.
So Chris actually showed us that he knows what he's doing in game one when he fought over a click on Rod's end step, tapped him out, and then untapped and assembled a combo. So he knows what he needs to do here. He knows he needs to exhaust Rob of resources and permission, and then present a threat to pull back into this game.
Okay.
Oh, look
Ooh,
at this.
wow.
Is this in response to
Yeah, it's in
spin?
response to the spin.
I guess he really wants him to activate it. Oh, he has wear tear. Mm-hmm. So he wants him to activate it and then wear tear both of them. Oh, and then brainstorm resolves. Oh, this is so
Dude, this has the potential to be great.
I think that's his last card too. Does he just have one card in hand? I think Rob has. Or it looks like he used it.
Okay. Oh, Rob didn't take the bait.
First brainstorms.
I think that was like 4 minutes ago, so that was.
Which NKM? I'm not sure what shop that is. Not so silent. Shows a fluster somewhere. And then top spin resolves.
I just go, oh.
Actually, show the top spin resolve before
the second brainstorm. But
didn't matter.
right.
Magic Card Market? Yeah. That's is that a Chicago store? I don't remember where they're from.
Well, that was a good play by Chris. Rob didn't take the bait. Credit to Rob for that.
Yeah. Well, now Chris knows there's the Fluster Storm somewhere over the rainbow, so you're gonna have to be very, very careful here.
This is how I'm used to seeing Rob on Miracles. I was very surprised to see him playing a modern tournament. He top 8'd in GP Pittsburgh.
Do you know Rob? I don't know him.
I do know Rob. He's Dave's brother, actually.
Dave
Long.
Oh, Long? Oh, okay. So he's Rob Long.
Right.
Okay, yeah. I've seen the name before. I don't remember.
Yeah, Rob's very good with his deck. I mean, as we're seeing right now.
Yeah, that place would be fine.
All right, we're going for the entreat. Finally pulling the trigger.
Is this his end step?
Yeah, it looks like it's a top flip.
So trigger. Pay X equals 3.
Representing Power Blast.
Yeah. So that means it's 5 on the stack, right?
I guess too bad he couldn't get it off for 4 for a 1-turn clock.
So what's better here, 5 or 4 in terms of beating through a counterbalance?
5 or 4?
He's down 3 forces. So actually 5.
What's he going to flip? Karanos?
Yes, that could be. But
Or force.
He's down forces. So
Right.
okay, so Fluster Storm. He knew this was there.
Oh. Wow. That's a bad day.
can you just put top on top?
Right, but top will only counter the first. Right, so he can go 1-to-1 for copies.
How many?
I'm sure that's what they're going over right now.
Pay for some of them.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, both my games are heartbreaking.
But all he has to do is pay for one.
Exactly. You can still pay for
He
them.
got me game 1. I got game 2.
I wonder if maybe he's going to let Flusterstorm resolve, pay through all of them, and then maybe fight him for what's left.
Right, because there will be, I mean, if he pays for one copy, there'll be one Flusterstorm. Like, there will be a Force Spike. If he pays for 2, then he's got a...
So I think he should fetch. He should fetch here, right? This is what Rob should do. He should fetch.
fetch once pay.
Fetch. Spin with top. Draw with top.
Well, there's already a top on top, right? It's going to try to fetch away that top.
Well, counterbalance
Copies.
So,
Copies have CMC1, but the
this-
what's happening now is that the counterbalance won't trigger on each of the copies. The copies are just on the stack, irrespective of counterbalance.
Yes. It's Storm is a trigger when you cast it, so it will copy the
Storm and counterbalance are both cast triggers.
Yeah, this is going to be.
Looks like they're getting a judge to explain
yeah.
the situation right now.
So this is going to be an active player question of what's going to happen because Flusterstorm and Counterbalance are going to trigger at the same time. Chris is Flusterstorm and Rob's Counterbalance. So active player resolves first. So the Storm trigger will be underneath the Counterbalance trigger.
Right. So usually what happens in terms of a Flusterstorm pointed quote at a Flusterstorm is that each of the copies of the first Flusterstorm is pointed at the spell you care about. The second Flusterstorm has one extra copy, right? That is the copy that copy will be countered by a counterspell or a counterbalance. So we've got Chris and Rob each with equal numbers of Flusterstorms on the stack. So if Rob pays for any, it doesn't look like Chris has the mana to pay for the ones that go through from Rob's side.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Chris has one card.
Well, yeah, the freaking thing. Kevin is a level 2 judge, and I've just been around long enough, but he's still my rules consultant.
Basically, as it is, which makes your free score with copies go on the back for 6.
So we're still getting the rolling sorted out here. This might be something more than just the sequencing. This could have been like an announcement thing. Like if Chris would say in response to Storm Trigger, then you actually have a serious sequencing issue. I play Chains, and the only text on that card is "Don't draw cards." Qui le douche here? Yeah. So Chains is really confusing to me.
What the call is being made right now, what the call is about right now is how Counterbalance acts with Flusterstorms being on the stack.
Yes, it's a Storm trigger, and they trigger at the same time. Active player goes first, so it's. We came to the same conclusion a while ago. We just weren't sure if there was anything else besides that.
Yeah, it's just that.
Right, 'cause this is that interesting term I was hoping for.
Well, the fringe.
So
thing,
Rob is fetching.
I guess you could say it's a fringe thing.
Oh, I think I missed that one.
Corey Storm says hi. Hey, what's up, Jeff and Storm? How you guys doing, man? Men, women, and women's? Man and woman?
Human beings.
You guys have your wedding planned yet? Man, I'm so excited for that. My body's ready.
All right, so here we go. We got a copy paid for.
Did he fetch?
He did fetch.
Okay. And
So
then,
the Flusters are also intrigued.
so
not
okay,
resolved.
I guess
Okay.
he just let one copy. He paid for just one copy.
Right, and Chris
And-
couldn't handle his
And he couldn't.
force spike.
Yeah, he couldn't handle force spike. So does that mean could he have done it if he paid for? If he made it 4, could he have paid around it? I guess not because Rob still had another spare mana.
No, he would have had to intrigue for 1.
Yeah.
At which point it's a 3, which is actually not the game here.
You've been watching. Did they resolve that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. I did. The end result I just know.
Bro.
Rob's gonna fetch. Small one halfway into January. All right, let me know when that is. Am I invited to the small one?
Well, you can just have a party in the lawn out front.
Yeah.
That's what I always do at weddings. I'm not invited to. I just have a party outside. That's even better than their party. Make them feel bad. Because today's all about them feeling bad.
I can show up drunk in like a halfway done suit and then just like start yelling.
Tux t-shirt.
Yes, and then start yelling outside the house at them.
Let's host a tournament.
Yeah, outdoor tournament at their spot. Okay, so going back to reality, Chris is gonna top.
All right, we got.
Oh, I guess he's attempting top, and then Rob is activating top in response. Chris responds, cast snap. Now, if Rob just shows 2-drop on here, I'm just gonna assume he's a master.
Yeah, they just took him. I don't think.
Oh no.
Oh.
Wow. Oh no, he's just gonna tear.
Commentary.
Really interesting.
Okay. Top resolves. Now top doesn't get countered here.
Oh, no.
Oh no, it does because it still triggers.
The trigger still.
Yeah, it still triggers. Yeah. But
Now he's got a move by Chris.
Yeah. Is that Karen?
I think it's a Karanos.
That is a Karen. Choo mother, father.
Yeah.
All right, the desperation pawn from Chris.
I see a tournament.
Well, look what they're playing.
Or a terminus. Do they get a time extension for the judge call?
I actually don't know. We'll be able to find that out if they do go to time.
Situationally sweet right now.
Yeah.
I assume.
I'm favoring the player that has Karanos on the table.
Yeah, I'm back in the Karanos. I think Rob gained a couple of points.
I think that's the right call. Now, do you ever actually get Karanos online in the stack?
Let's see. You need
Chase and counterbalance.
counterbalance and Jace is 6. So
Oh,
we
you
one more
need
thing.
7 or
Yeah,
7, right?
So 2 counterbalance and a Jace. A snap, a counterbalance. Oh, click is really good here too.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So I guess you're very ahead if Karanos is a creature.
Digging deep. What do we got? Chris, is this still in? This is end step, right? Or is this in response?
Karanos planes. Oh, jeez.
Man, maybe Chris is trying to turn his Karanos on.
Yeah, Karanos plays like a planeswalker, but you can't even attack it.
Council's judgment or bust. Yeah, I'm on the same plane here, Blackjack. And I'm pretty sure that's what he was trying to dig for.
Irrelevant fact, when Council's Judgment first dropped on Moto, it wouldn't tell you what your opponent voted for before you had to vote. Oh. And so there was an interesting metagame of having to decide, like, are they going to vote for my G-Tag?
Are they going to vote off?
Yeah.
Vote off the obvious choice?
Right, so that you get 2-for-1s.
Get the second most obvious choice, and then now you just have layers.
Yeah.
Because then now...
It's a really interesting and much better card at that point.
If you do that the first time, then you just condition your opponent, right? If you get them the first time, then you don't go...
Yeah, but maybe they know you're trying to bluff them and they double bluff.
Layers. I love it. I miss online bugs.
It reads like an old bordered red card at that point.
I remember I broke Moto infinite years ago, back in Odyssey Onslaught days, when they changed the maximum number of creatures you could allow from 200 to infinite, and I said, "Ooh, cool! I have an infinite way of making 2/2 bears." And I wrote a macro to click, and then I wrote a macro for that macro to click to do mouse clicks, and then
So recursive macros.
Yeah, basically we were clicking every active frame we could to put triggers on the stack, and it broke the game somewhere around like 6,000 or 7,000 bears. the whole thing crashed. So counterbalance. Wait. What?
Karanos just shocked.
Oh, Karanos shocked. Okay, I thought we were like
Bolt of it. Shocked.
Okay, I missed that. Because, bolt your snap.
Off counterbalance.
Off of counterbalance. So Chris knows what his top card is. What do you think he put on top? Oh, the reads, the Mike Ross reads.
Well, top's going to resolve here, of course, but counterbalance does not, and that's huge.
Yeah, that means Chris still gets to do what he wants for now. Draws counterbalance. I don't think that counterbalance is going to win him the game. Spin top. So this is great with Karanos because it's just like choose your own adventure, right? Oh,
Right, we got 2 lands and a non-land of some sort.
So it's a brainstorm.
It's a brainstorm?
Yeah. Fun current MTG vote. Sometimes you just can't block.
Follow a couple of
Snap's dead.
players on Twitter who are very vocal about Alamoto. I don't play a lot of Moto myself.
Which line go? Spin. Here's the chase. That's pretty good. So do you reveal the land here for the extra draw? Draw the chase?
Maybe. I mean, you feel pretty confident at this point. Your board's real good, but I don't know. I mean, you just want to go up on cards. Keranos is one of the only way to get real card advantage. Jason Keranos, I guess.
So he has to draw the chase here.
Wear and Tear is real card advantage, in fact.
Yeah. So he draws the chase, so he's Brainstorm. I don't know what the other card is, but I think he just slam Jason. I don't know. We could still just try this Keranos a little bit more, get some more permission. Try to find an answer for counterbalance. I like it.
That's true. If Chris,
what can Chris do?
Well, if Chris hits a threat, Rob's going to want to be real deep in the deck to be able to get the...
Ooh, that's actually not bad. That's not the worst. We're gonna fight over this. We're gonna have some words. I like the idea behind rep. Snappy. Or what is that? Supreme
Verdict.
That's probably the worst thing you can draw here. Chris is gonna fetch. We only have one counterbalance trigger, so snap will resolve, but he's likely. You just. Or I guess snap is still in the stack. He can't flash back red right now. Put yourself out of misery. No, not Silent Bob. I still have my collection of Odyssey Onslaught cards on NTGO, but I don't play anymore.
I do it when I need to get ready for a limited format. It is, like, other than when you get got, it's good for grinding drafts.
Okay, counterspell all your snap. We have a fresh card on top of our library. Don't know what it is. Rob's going to spin a response, just sees Brainstorm and lands. He's going to set it up so he draws the fetch this turn.
Okay, so just the double draw.
Yep. I almost kind of want to crack the fetch there, but I mean, you only have one right now, so it's probably best to save it. Choose not to draw the fetch. Brainstorm. Trigger. Come on, I throw my Brainstorm at yours.
That's really good for Chris, having to do counterbalance
you know
the nearly fairway.
Well, now you have perfect information, right? Why don't you Fate Seal here? Do we care about that he draws Brainstorm?
It's annoying, but
Yeah, I think the Fate Seal.
yeah.
Because that's three.
'Cause that
necessary
lets
cards
Chris-
as opposed to just one.
And Chris has demonstrated that he's good at predictive.
Yeah. What's that? Nope. That's good. Or that's good for Rob. So we're gonna
Well,
spin.
it's also pretty good for Chris, because Chris will flip anything off of Rob's spell and be able to see if he wants to fetch it away.
Okay. So he's gonna choose a draw lane. Or no, just drawing the force. Going upstairs.
It has begun. Reminiscent of the Punishing Fire victory.
Yeah, I think there's brainstorming with Chase. He's got a
Ton of
he
forces.
doesn't have a whole lot of time left, even with the time extension. He's probably got like maybe 4 or 5, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes. On top of this, he's got to start moving. No. Spin. Draw. Trigger. Bolt.
It is really interesting in this matchup, actually. It's not useless information to know every card your opponent draws. Or Fate Sealing. So maybe the Brainstorm just a Brainstorm, not a Chase.
Yes. Got crack fetch, which is correct. I always love the. Do you just say snap keep, make him crack the fetch?
No, I don't think so. Like, that's cute, but I think you just pick the best card and assume they're going to play optimal.
Why give your opponent a chance to?
Did he just fetch to lose? He's at 0, right?
No, he's at 10.
Oh, okay. I only saw the one last number, so I was confused. Okay.
That's pretty good. Worse, hard caps.
For its alternate cost of 3 and 2 blue.
Understeer mentor. It's not the worst, but you need spells in addition to that. Do you think that gets fate sealed?
The Monastery Mentor?
Yeah.
Depends on if
He's
Rob
got
thinks
2
he can deal with
triggers.
it.
He has 2 triggers. He's
Right.
thinking here he wants to fetch. Oh, he does. Okay, this is interesting. So fetch. So time got called, so I'm assuming they have a time extension.
Is there a judge
They're watching it. It would be nice for us to know, but I think it's less important to take the judge away from the match.
Well, it's just he needs to know that they're in time extension.
Yeah, okay.
So that's counterbalance. Unfortunately, reveals counterbalance. Counterbalance number 2. So shows counterbalance.
They're in turns now?
They're not in turns now,
They got a time
but
extension.
they have a time extension. I'm not sure if the judge is going to hit seal. keep the counterbalance. I probably would have been sealed myself there.
Yeah.
So they are not in turns right now, guys. I just haven't updated the clock.
Did we find out if the judge?
That's gonna be it.
They scooped.
Oh, they just got
I would assume.
So Rob took that one 2-1.
All right. Well, that was well fought.
All right, so I'm gonna look up at the pairings as they go up to make sure we get a not miracles pair. Is all.
That's a little hateful.
I'll be right back. I mean, not that wasn't entertaining at all. Those were very entertaining games.
Right.
They go long.
Land sucks.
What?
Land sucks.
Lance, are you on? No, you're on.
Lands.
You're on Lance. All right, so we're gonna while Corey's away from the table, Scott. I hear you. You're on Lance.
I am on lands.
How are you doing with it?
It's not going so well there.
Record?
0-2?
0-2. Okay.
Yeah.
Against what?
Are you also 0-2?
No, I'm 1-1 actually. I beat Burn. What do you want? Or what did you play against?
Storm round 1.
Storm round 1. Okay.
So lost game 1.
You know my opinion of Storm. I think I beat it every time.
Yeah. But you're wrong. So we actually got game 2.
Okay.
We have a very strong game 2 against Storm.
A lot of hate rocks.
Played a lot of hate rocks. Game 3, we played our hate rock. They killed our hate rock, and then ad nauseam and drew their deck.
Chain of Vapor? Replicate?
Replicate.
Hercules. Some of them are running Hercules.
I run a rebuild in my sideboard.
Oh, rebuild. Jesus.
So that works pretty well. You can get their mox diamonds.
Right. What was the other one? What was the other
And then
match?
it was Sneak and Show.
Sneak and Show. That's rough.
It's not great. So
Where's your Caracas?
So lost game 1 pretty bad.
Right.
Won game 2 when they decided to go to combat instead of activate their sneak attack right away, so I could cross and grip it.
Oh, deal. Yeah.
So didn't have a Caracas. So cross and gripped, and then made a 20 like 2 turns later.
Okay.
A couple turns later. It was a lot
Right.
of turns actually. Like we were almost on the punishing fire them out with the singleton punishing fire we left in.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta leave them. Have the win condition there.
And then
They have Snaring Bridge. Well, they wouldn't have the Snaring Bridge, would they?
Mull to 6 game 3,
Okay.
and then go Blood Moon turn 1.
That's rough.
Force
That's bad
William
for
my
us.
mox diamond.
Okay.
Did not have the basic forest.
Yep. No, that's a bad day, is what that is.
It's a bad day.
Yeah, the turn 1 Blood Moons are never fun. They are beatable, but
Yeah, they are beatable.
I had actually a matchup.
I
They
had
a
the Croson Grip, so I just needed the mox diamond result.
played against a it was a painter build with turn 1, game 1 Blood Moon. Oddly enough, I still have an out here. I have Forest so I can get my Lone Loop online, and I have a Molten Vortex in the main. So I gamble for Molten Vortex. It's the 7th card in my hand, and gets pitched to the gamble. So we scoop for game 2. Gamble sometimes is actually a gamble.
I mean, I hear it's for a ramble, gamble, and man.
It might be, and you do have to know when to hold them.
I mean, I know when to fold them personally.
And I did run away from that match. I did not walk.
Yeah, that's not a good match. That's probably your worst matchup ever.
Yeah, like
at all.
Mog Catcher might be worse.
I don't know.
Mog Catcher. They've got Goblin Explorer or Adventurer or whatever that destroys your lands.
Yeah. No, I think
They've got
it's
Koth
gotta be worse.
post board. How do I interact with a Koth?
I'm not worried about Koth usually.
If they've got it on the table, they're probably winning.
Yeah, probably.
Hey Corey. Do we know our next round's matchup?
No, not yet.
We don't know yet. We haven't had the pairings put up for round 3 yet.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a bad day for lands. It sounds like people are ready for it at a Baltimore tournament.
Yeah. Should have gamed better for my deck choice.
I did beat Burn. I was expecting a little bit of Burn at this tournament, and it looks like there's a good amount. A lot of death and taxes, I'm being
Should be
told.
bad for you. Like real bad.
Burn's fine. You got to race, and or get the Glacial Chasm Lock.
Yeah.
We got the actual hard lock game 2. We had Chalice on 1 for Surgical with a Glacial Chasm Lock.
Well,
He didn't bring in Smash to Smithereens, so it was
and
GG.
you just punished and fired him out.
Actually, he just scooped it, but yeah, the plan was Punishing Fire. He had 2 Ensnaring Bridges in play, but
Yeah, we don't.
I mean, we bring in the Grips in case we have to beat Ensnaring Bridge, but I'd just rather not have to beat it.
Definitely worried about either the Blood Moon or the Price of Progress, because Pops really hurt. And,
Right, which is why. So the Blood Moon would be really rough, but I doubt they have Blood Moon in
it's
Burn.
unlikely.
But the Price of Progress, you just have to keep the Glacial Chasm airtight.
Yep. It's instant death,
Right, that is
actual.
real bad for us.
Or get them with the crop rotation.
Right. Well, there are some other decks where you can kind of like waste yourself and then fetch and fail to find and all that to try to save yourself some life off of Price. But by the time they're casting Price, you've got 10 non-basics in play. That could be the only spell they resolve all game and they would win.
Yeah. It's
You guys talking on camera.
We are.
just talking to each other. Just 2 dudes.
Just 2 dudes talking about lands and how bad it is to play that.
Yeah, in the area.
Unlike the wizard Dave Long. Dave Long seems to never be able to lose a match with that.
Dave Long had, in fact, just beaten my opponent
All right.
with lands.
And those are 2 bad matchups for lands. Yeah, he's a wizard. He either seems to go XO or OX.
I mean, if I was somehow magically on the play for Game 3, I think
Against Sneak.
against the Seek, I would have won that game. Because I would have been able to fetch from my forest.
Right. That's a very different game at that point. Well, I mean, props to Corey on this layout, by the way.
Yeah.
He did, Corey and Diana, as I understand it, kind of worked together on this, the stream layout, and I like it a lot.
It's good. It does look good.
Real clean. I like having a lot of room to be able to write the deck title out. So you can,
Gives you room to pop out, like Infect also. Like,
yep. There.
somebody wants to name the deck something absolutely ridiculous.
That's true. Yeah, you can name it anything you want. I think last Tuesday we had Extra Hateful Miracles as a deck name because it had named
yeah,
deck
I
Blood
played
Moon
against
and
that.
Energy Field. Oh, that was the event where a couple players decided to get together and build decks for each other that they would have to commit to playing. It was sort of a Secret Santa thing. But the idea was you would make them the deck they would least enjoy playing. It had to be good. Better than Pox is what we said. So anything better than Pox was on the table. And some people got some really interesting things. I got to play Cephalid Breakfast.
I, in fact, built it for him.
Yeah, Scott built that one for me. I had a lot of fun doing that exactly once.
Yeah, I feel like if we did it again and I gave it to him again, he would...
I might be a little even more upset about having to play that deck.
I actually thought the deck was kind of funny.
It was fun. It was, yeah. I got some interesting matchups. I beat Burn with it, which is actually pretty bad because if I play one combo piece and not the other, then they can kill it. But I had 2 vials and just kind of got there. What else was in that tournament? We had we had a coin flipping deck, which I don't think passes the Pox test, but it was kind of fun to watch.
We also had Stoneforge Mystic with Death and Taxes.
Yeah, Death and Taxes with no Stoneforge Mystic. I think that one
Reliquary
definitely
Seeker
does
is
not
what it
pass.
was?
Yeah, Relic Seeker.
Relic Seeker.
Yeah, it's the when
That
it connects,
didn't
you get a
pass.
1/1 counter and go get an equipment. Right, you still have to play your
With
Batterskull for
Yokox.
5 too. Yeah, and Yokox in the main. That was just a rough list.
Just he didn't want to lose to Nimble Mongoose.
Right, that's true. It blocks Nimble Mongoose all day.
Literally, they metagame for Nimble Mongoose. They thought everybody would be on it.
Right.
They were wrong.
So we had 2 Miracles players in the room who both got aggro loam.
I was one of those.
Right.
Miracles players that got aggro loam.
Hawker was the other, and Hawker actually had a lot of fun with it.
I mean, it was okay. It was just boring.
Right, that was what I was going for when I built it for Hawker, and he said he loved it, which is unfortunate, because the problem is he likes Miracles, but he also likes Nick Fit. It's really hard to build a deck that person's going to hate.
I mean, I feel like it's hard to build me a deck that I'm going to really, hate from the bottom of my soul.
Right, I think what you have to do is go Glass Cannon about it.
Yeah.
There's really nothing you can do. It could be very good, but Glass Cannon. Or maybe Goblin Cannon. The People's Cannon?
Actually, maybe just build a deck so they just literally just have to sit there and shuffle every time they do something.
Oh, that's true.
And instead of playing Magic, they're actually just shuffling.
Kosi's Trickster deck?
Ooh.
Whenever your opponent shuffles, it gets a 1/1 counter?
Well, then you have to sit there and watch your opponent shuffle. So
You
what's
do.
worse at that point? You shuffling or your opponent shuffling?
I don't know. Yeah, you won't get the hand cramps, but there's plenty of creatures that say 0: they shuffle, which is awesome.
That doesn't seem like
It seems like that deck would be very, very good. I don't know why nobody's broken it in Legacy. Blue-red shuffle.
Blue-red, watch your opponent shuffle.
Right.
Opponent, you have not actually changed your game state. Please
Yeah.
shuffle faster.
That's
Your main
actually
phase, shuffle your deck.
one of my-
Go to combat, shuffle your deck.
one of my favorite things about that. Yeah, is that they have to shuffle at that point. You have to flirt that line between, like, no, they have to shuffle here, and wait, turning a random library into a random library is not advancing the game state at all. But if it's non-random in some way, for example, they have top or whatever, you have it in play. You can just tell them how many times they should shuffle to get your counters for Ghostly Trickster.
That's cool. Apparently, I now have Corey's ear lice.
Ear
I'm
lice?
now wearing Corey's earphones.
You heard it here first, folks. Corey has ear lice.
I'm going to recommend that he either talks to a judge or a doctor about what he should do about it.
And I'm not sure which one.
But I'm not sure how I should resolve this.
Earwig. Maybe he has actual earwigs. A whole
don't know.
squad of earwigs.
Is that like hair that you put on your ear so that it looks like you have hair in your ears?
No, it's a bug that lives in your ear.
Is it hairy?
Earwig.
If it's not hairy, then why is it a wig?
I don't know. It might be a different term. Yeah. I think you go to a judge first.
Since we are at a Magic event, they're readily more apparent.
Right. It's just harder to find a doctor. Corey's not actually at the table right now. Corey will get your Skype in a mo.
Maybe. After he deals with his ear lice.
If you give her, is she back?
Yeah, she's bad.
Okay, I wasn't sure if there was anything else.
Okay, we got it.
Ew.
Hey, Dana, what's your opinion on Corey's ear lice?
On Corey's what now?
Ear lice.
Ear lice.
Ear lice,
Well,
yep. He's giving them to Scott now, so it's important to us.
Yes.
I hated them at first, but they're really great.
Yeah, is it a matter of like,
or grown in you?
are they still
Or in your
jerks?
ears.
Yeah, in your ears,
A
right.
little bit of both.
Are they
Are they migratory?
are they jerks? I mean, is that the problem? You had to kind of get used to the way in which they make fun of kids and
Yeah, that was hard at first.
yeah, I've not known ear lice to be super polite in general, but I don't want to generalize, obviously. They do really grow on you. Thank you. for
Right,
that.
absolutely. That's what I'm saying. You get me.
Right.
Breaking stuff, Kevin?
Kevin's always breaking stuff.
That backpack, that's a beautiful backpack. Yeah, we're waiting for the round to flip. It looks like let's blame top, am I right? The round went long. Something,
Can I get that
something.
Screen share.
Something, something, miracle, something, something.
Main chair, question mark?
So it actually looks like we're getting pairings for round 3. So Corey's gonna pick a match, and we'll get that going for you as soon as we can. Because yeah, we were running out of idle banter. So thanks for listening to it. I'll hand you back to Corey.
Good luck, guys. Thank you, Scott.
Yep. I went lands into storm into sneak and check.
Ew. What are you on?
Lands.
Oh.
So
That makes more sense then.
I just got wrecked. Yep. Are you in the O2 club?
I'm in the 011. So
Oh.
you dropped as well.
I dropped. I was like, both of them.
Yeah, I was planning on co-commentating. How you doing, man? It's been a while.
I'll be at the next con. Or next, whatever the fuck.
Where you been?
Working, doing all the cloud chasing shit.
But you got a real job?
Yeah, I finally got a real job. Some rebuild stuff.
You dead?
Yeah. Lands into storm into sneak and check.
Easy to play. It's
Not the best.
makes me want to say, what the fuck?
They were both bad.
So this is only round 3 right now.
Yeah. I'm playing lands.
Oh, you're playing lands. All right, I was like, you played lands and Thornton. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I was as
You're
lands.
playing
I
lands.
played
You play
those two
Storm.
things.
Oh, that's
Come on,
nice.
Adrian.
So, man, I got the buy.
Yo, really?
Yeah.
So you're hanging out with the cool kids, huh?
Yeah. So I don't care. Because I'm looking for the cool kids.
All right. So we have Dave Long versus Jameson.
Dave Long playing lands.
Yes, I can make it.
Corey.
Hey, what's up, Diana?
Can I get your screen?
Ah, right. Okay. 1 second. I'm doing the titles.
It's around 3 now.
Thank you.
Oh, so we were gonna play, but then you dropped. Well, if I have to buy and you drop,
All right.
Oh yeah, okay, fair now. Sharing the screen. So what would that match have been?
you would have won.
What are you playing?
Deathblades.
Definitely. Okay. That means probably,
Either go to time or you win.
probably good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do surgicals.
What?
Do you have more than surgicals? It can be even nuts. Like
Sometimes.
Sometimes it's
My board is like, it's like for you it's like 2 surgicals, a rip, and
So I guess
that's pretty good.
I don't know, that's about it.
And they do have like
All right. So I only actually have one set of headphones, and I told Hawker he can do commentary this round.
Okay,
That's all right.
but he has to stand there and do it.
Well, then he can't see the. He can't see
Exactly.
It's not just any lands. That's Dave Long on lands.
Dave Long on lands. He's got a beautiful notepad too.
This thing's the right one. All right. So Hawker's going to be joining me on commentary.
Hi, folks.
Hello, Hawker.
So Hawker, for those that don't know you, tell us about yourself.
I play Miracles pretty much exclusively.
How long have you been playing it?
I'm very bad. That's certainly true. I've been playing it essentially since Jameson Restored came out. I mean, the Miracle mechanic got spoiled, and I saw that there was a Wrath of God for 1 at instant speed. And then when the deck became legitimate, probably 2 months after people pieced it together, just basically picked it up since then and have been playing it. So I was surprised. Jameson Restored has been out for like 3.5 years, so probably playing it for 3 years.
3 years. No, I remember the first time. The first time we played, I think you had. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, this should be a
Alright,
pretty
there we
good
go.
matchup for hands. I mean, and generally any Delver deck has a tough time. There's
So-
just too much.
Okay, so all right, so we are underway. Jameson is on the play. You want a die roll? Is going to lead with Polluted Delta.
Is
What are we looking for
Force
here?
Days Pro.
So first of all, do you think Jameson knows Dave and knows what he's usually on?
Even if he doesn't, seeing Taiga is a pretty large tell. I mean, there's only 2 decks that can that really big.
Yeah, it's just Agrolome and lands, right?
And they're both essentially doing the same thing.
Yeah, the game plan's basically the same. So Jameson's gonna probe, see what's up. Is that a molten?
It's either that
What's
or
it
a
called?
fire.
Vortex. I'll see you around, Scott. Are you out? Okay, I'll see you around.
They,
It looks like a molten vortex in Dave's hand.
Molten Vortex. That's what it's called. Yeah, I couldn't remember what it's called.
Dave's hands is pretty strong here.
That's pretty good against a Delver deck. Not gonna lie.
I'm surprised he didn't lead off on the fetch when he knew his opponent like wouldn't stifle, so he has something to run back. But I guess it's not so important. He has plenty of lands.
So Jameson's really light on threats here. He has
Wastelands
Angler in
after
hand.
seeing a crap ton of lands. That's really interesting.
Well, I think he's mostly doing it as a tempo
Right, he
play
doesn't
because
have
he
a
had
threat in
his
play.
only threat's Angler. So he's got to work towards getting that Angler up. He's doing it one step at a time. I guess can he do it next
I think
turn?
with Days in hand, the Wasteland's a very strong play.
Yeah, crack fetch. Potentially Days if he goes turn 1 Vortex. Potentially.
I think it'd be pretty bold to just run out
Yeah,
vortex there.
I think Dave definitely respects the spell. If he sees Wasteland, Polluted Delta, you can just assume that there's a tempo package associated with it. Double fetch. Oh, I guess Dave's
Table
thinking about
fetch here,
fetching.
right, to play around this guy.
Yeah, play around cycle. That's correct. Because Jameson elected both without probably offering to shortcut.
Right, and I don't think he has it, but
No, yeah, he doesn't. No one knows list. I don't think he runs it. Can you play Angler this turn?
Angler's 7.
That's outside of Vortex range.
He currently has 6 on the board right now. I don't know if
He
he has
needs-
another
he needs
free
a free
spell.
spell.
But probably going to come to play next turn.
Then why double crack now? Why not just crack board? Ponder.
I just got to
Then
pick
all
up
these
an
go.
Iron Surfer here.
That makes
So
sense. This actually looks pretty good.
this will be interesting.
Yeah. This is how you beat Maze of Death.
Right, and Dave might go for Vortex next turn. And
Cycling,
Force
trying to
Will.
thicket.
Looks like he drew Stage off the thicket. I don't know what he drew for the turn.
I'll be
He
interested
can
to
start
see
guts
what.
in hand, he just needs the accelerant.
Yeah, because so that means he's got the combo. He's got loan.
Oh yeah, he's an exploration as well.
This is where whenever I play this deck, I have no idea what I should be doing.
Right,
Like
turn
right
2
now,
and 3, you just have 5 different lines that are all
Yeah.
reasonable.
basic first.
Basic forest, strong.
So I'd expect him to lead off on the exploration, thinking he could play a second land and then play the Vortex through the days.
Does
and
he
still
have?
time to
Does he have the exploration?
He does. It is hand. I saw it.
Yeah, it looks like he's on an exploration.
So, but we'll see what he does.
There it is.
That's good. I like this.
It's Grixis Delver. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Yep, here we go.
So Jameson forces this knowing that there's still more Vortex here. Is he doing that just to hopefully flood the board by
Well, this
time?
this guarantees that he gets the Angler and play next turn as well.
Oh,
Chess
I
Guy
see.
Delver. There's a deck we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if that's ever gonna rear its head again. So pitching Dave.
That's a pretty harsh ring thing.
And he does run the second Vortex, or the Vortex out with no fear of a second days. I mean, I think
Yeah,
it just has to.
because if you see one go and they only have 2 cards in hand, you can.
Waste your red source.
So this is not bad here.
Here comes the zombie fish.
We got a game. Choo.
There he is.
So do you just start like assembling a combo here? I don't know. I'm not even sure what.
He used to
Vanilla
put, well, he just
5/5s
drew
are
Mason,
good.
I'm pretty sure, which is insane. He deals with the Angler. So he just, if he has another red source in his hand, just plays it. Bolts the Pyromancer, takes 6, and then untaps and controls the game from there.
I guess he's got a couple options too, because he can loan here. But yeah,
He did
I
get
think
the
that's the best line here. Take 3 for a couple more turns, assemble a combo.
Yeah, I would want to deal with the Pyromancer as soon as possible, but
Me too.
it looks like he didn't have the second red source, so this is probably the... I trust Dave to make the right play with the deck
Yeah.
that he's...
He's had a pretty good track record with it. In he drew Maze for the turn.
Yeah, Maze takes care of Angler.
I have no idea what's going on with the commentary title.
Yeah, Dave's hand is strong, but a little on the slow side, and Jameson's had a very explosive start here, so if Dave had resolved his exploration effect, I think the game would be incredibly in his favor, but it's very interesting now that he's off a red, and he has to probably loan
Right,
next turn.
those wastelands have been right on time. By the way, are you guys hearing me? I
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sure I'm
we
not
can
just...
hear you.
Okay. Resolving brainstorm. There's stifle. Looks like another brainstorm picked up off of that.
Yeah, so Jameson will be able to untap with 11 power here, and he attacks for 3. So, well, if he keeps a land, he can untap with 12 potentially if he has something to stifle. So,
I'm coming. And both of you?
Is that 11 power?
He has. Oh, sorry, not through the maze. Yeah, I forgot about the maze.
Oh, well, there it is.
I remember the maze for this turn, but not for next turn.
Hey, Viper. Thanks for following.
Turn days was the third card he picked up off the brainstorm. Back Delta and Tarn.
So he can't. Yeah, there's no combination that allows him to cast both of his spells in his hand, so he has to make a decision.
So there's the days and the Tarn going back.
Which is interesting.
Because that seems really good right now.
Right. Oh, he wants to. Oh, I see. He wants to stifle the maze trigger.
So he needs the mana for that. So I guess what's the combat math here, right? 1, 2, 3, 8.
Takes 8.
That's a 7. So that means he has
Swings for
lethal.
7 next turn. No, he doesn't.
Okay, so that's actually.
Oh, he does. Yeah. This is exactly lethal next turn.
I guess unless he's forced to activate Vortex. Kills that. So it's not lethal if he vortexes Pyromancer.
Correct. But he doesn't have a red source in hand currently.
Oh, he doesn't?
He does not. He has stage depths, double loam,
He can't loam.
fire.
He can't loam for it to play it because that would
Right.
be his land off of the turn.
He
Yep.
doesn't even... Well, he has... I think Thespian Stage is the only mana-producing land in hand, is that
Correct.
right? I can't see his hand.
He has stage depths, double
Slam.
loam, fire, and 1 card that he just drew for turn.
Yeah, he drew Wasteland in.
So
Oh,
looks
well,
like
there's-
Jameson might steal this first game in a bad matchup.
Yeah, it seems like he has all the components necessary to beat it. At least in this game, he did. So everything's live. That's game over.
That's crazy. Yep, it
That's-
is. More than enough.
Yeah, with the Wasteland, with the icing on the cake.
Can we pull deck lists? Do we have that?
Judge has that capability.
Okay. Just curious.
Hey Sam, how close are we to getting the ability to look at deck lists?
It's hard to see what Jameson's pulling. I saw at least a needle and a surgical. Probably 2 surgical.
Okay, and we're back. Sorry we had to mute that there. By the way, anytime we go mute, it's mostly just so we can talk to the judge.
Off the record, of course.
No.
Now, are you just muting your mic so my audio is still going through?
Yes. Yeah, your audio will go through.
Okay.
This is Jameson right here.
Looks like daisies are coming out for Jameson.
Looks like some daisies are coming out. Really see everything that went in.
I see what stayed.
Actually, I've never sorted this before. They're brothers, right?
I believe so, yes.
This is really annoying. They're flipped.
Yeah. I would help you, but apparently I can't. So
That's alright.
yeah, I'm curious to see what Dave has in his sideboard for this. I don't think that.
Well, so we
he would
do
have a
have
ton.
we have Jameson's list here. So what do we got? Vortex, that's obviously going in, right? Because that turns off.
I think I saw it stay in the board, but
That
definitely
seems-
Pithing Needle. Grudge should probably come in. Grafticker's Cage.
Because we actually care
No,
about
that doesn't stop rain at all.
we care about punishing fire. So just those that don't know, Vortex actually turns off Grow, right? Because you can't tap it and keep your opponent
Oh,
alive.
that's true. I didn't know about that. But it costs 3 for an Elder player against a mana Donahow deck. That just might be too much. But you can see that Jameson does have one of his 2 surgical extractions he has in the board to bring in here, which is an incredible card. A lot of the times people go for surgical of the loam, which can get blown out if they cycle a tranquil thicket response. But if you surgical their depths at their
Well, I think the names are whatever people prefer to be called. I'm not certain.
Jarvis' used handwriting is almost as bad as mine.
Hey, are we featuring Jarvis?
I don't know what his score is, but
are you still in?
You don't know what his score is, but definitely yes, right? Is that how you're gonna finish that sentence?
So Dave's list is I'm surprised he's running 2 primeval types on this board. I don't think they come in this matchup. That's really unusual.
The spheres seem incredible. The chalice seems very strong. I mean, I don't think Jameson's game plan is significantly undone. Chris's last name is Hawker, but Corey Fox is not Corey's actual last name.
Yeah, it's my middle name.
That's why it's Corey Fox and Chris.
Corey Fox and Chris, huh? 2 commentators, huh?
Whoa, just a couple guys messing around.
Yeah.
With some steamy legacy on in the background. Just how I like my Sunday afternoons.
You guys don't have a 3rd commentator, huh?
Church in the morning and steamy legacy with my bros in the afternoon.
Now we're talking. You went to church today? Do you go to like a really early?
No.
Oh, okay.
I guess well, that's alright.
Because I guess like you could do like.
Alright, and our match is live now, so.
Oh, it is.
We got Dave Long. I think he took a mulligan to 6, but he kept, and now he's starting off with Mox Diamond.
Is he fetching
And a
the?
fetch, so he's getting 2 mana. Might see a loom here to get him back.
I'm almost done flipping these, orienting these right.
If this is a loam here, that'll undo the mulligan really quickly. I mean, the deck just gets so many cards.
That's
when
really
it's such a
a
big
challenge.
engine.
So
Yep, it's loam.
there's an ancient grudge. Do you think ancient grudge comes in?
I think so. It deals with chalice on 1, which is just insanely critical. So I think from Dave's side.
Does Dave play in challenge? I thought that was mostly just for combo.
So for the record, I've never said the phrase, hopefully it's Chalice.
Yeah,
Picks up testing stage and windswept teeth off that one.
Jameson's just starting on a ponder, sculpting his hand a little bit more. He does have a surgical extraction in his opening hand right now. So if he did want to get Dave's loan before he got a chance to cycle, that'd be a really good time. Just make Dave have to draw cards naturally for the rest of the entire game is fairly strong. So let's see if he takes that opportunity. Doesn't like to ponder, shuffling it up.
You gotta think about that one.
Ponder's a hard card to resolve.
It is.
People want to ban top, but I think Ponder is really the culprit here.
Top activists.
I mean, top activations take 10 seconds. People tank for minutes over Ponders, and then you have to shuffle after it. It enables the shuffle itself. I mean, come on, that card's
Minutes? Do you think that's an exaggeration? People
card's
think for minutes on Ponder.
busted. Busted. So he did pick up a copy of Ancient Cards, and he is surgical extraction alone here. So
This is huge because Dave couldn't keep up a cycle land to play around this. And he had a second in hand. He has the prime time. This is
that's
so
crazy.
bad. This is so bad for Dave.
It looks like
Did Jameson pay life or did he? I missed if he paid
Paid
life.
life for the surgical,
yes, he did. He cast Ponder. So,
Used
This
his
is the
land
same
for
turn.
Ponder.
Oh, I see. I see. I see. I see.
so this puts Jameson in a very strong position. His opponent has no business until turn 6 currently, so I mean. Although if Dave Long gets one Dark Depths, he's right back in it because 2 turns and then he's got the combo online, so.
Just realized I had this singular.
But even if Dave Long finds the combo, it looks like Jameson has the Submerge in his hand, so
He's got Submerge and he's got Ancient Grudge.
In the wasteland.
So Jameson is, even though he doesn't have a threat, is pretty stacked here.
A lot of answers though, and no real like pressure. He doesn't have a clock, or does he have an angler?
I didn't see.
It looks like he's got an angler.
Exploration Taiga.
So this is we're recording here, right? I guess you could say it's important. Remember your port.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Jameson will brainstorm on his upkeep. I think he might just let it go because he has affection in his hand for it. Might be able to save, but maybe I was misreading his hand. Looks like he drew into another bracelet.
Almer? What? Thanks for following.
A Molmer.
Molmer? Wasteland. There you go. See, this is what I mean. Jameson's got to get some pressure. He's got to get something going there.
At the same time, he's got he's got a lot of time to work.
So
with.
this is really tricky.
That's a nice 2 lands there.
What happened to the Primeval type? Was it Exploration in? I think it was Exploration in his hand instead of Primeval type. I think David's helping.
I think you're right. Yeah, it had to have been.
So
That's 1 surgical down, so Punishing Fire is very live.
yes. And I mean, normally I'm a big advocate of punishing the depths and the fires because if they don't have a depths in play, they literally have no win conditions left. But doing it here on turn 1 when Dave can't cycle and play around it and just completely cutting his engine in half after he mulliganed and discarded a land, you can't not take that play. I mean,
Right, you have to think if he loans that early that he's trying to get the engine kick-started, so it's part of the game plan.
right.
You know, I've talked to Jarvis about this, and one thing he told me is when they actually surgical, they spend the time and resources to surgical
And we do see
your
this on
loan.
coming here.
Okay, so it's copy and grow. When they spend the time and the light points in the card to surgical your loan, it's not the end of the world. They play the rest of the game without it, as if they're following their gameplay originally. They lose one engine. They have multiple engines.
Yeah, hopefully this Gurmag Anger he just played will close the game out for Jameson very quickly. I mean, his opponent.
No, he's gonna copy the force. Oh, I've done this. I've done this before.
I always like seeing that play.
You can copy the
That's
basic.
a lesson that you only need to learn once.
Yeah, he's a learned individual now. But you know what? Dave still took 5 to the jaw, so there's that.
And just grudge the mocks. Try to keep him off any potential shenanigans.
So, Stage is a force right now that has the stage activated ability.
But it is still a basic land.
It's still a basic force.
Through my blood
So
moons.
it effectively stifles the Wasteland effect. I love that trick, by the way. That or you can always rotate him in response.
So Jameson has a lot of counter magic in his hand.
So Dave needs to draw a maze here or
Dave
something.
needs to just get the
combo.
The combo natural. Yep. Just
But
draw
he's
the
got to
depths.
submerge. Oh, he needs more than just the combo.
Right, he's been sitting on that submerge since the very beginning.
Force fetch is Jameson too.
Right.
It's just interesting because he's seen so much of his sideboard. We saw that surgical come out. The Ancient Grudge.
It looks. I mean,
Submerge.
I'm sure he has a decent deal of cards to come in. I mean, this is a pretty bad main board matchup. So
There's the maze.
great.
You might say
Maze.
that was an amazing draw.
Maze with the depths will buy him a lot of times here. Or, no, sorry, with the stage, he'll be able to copy that if he ever finds a second threat and just continue to buy time.
So Jameson needs a Wasteland here.
I don't think even a Wasteland saves him because he just copies the maze with the
Oh,
depths,
you're right.
with the stage in response.
He's maze.
So-
Does he do it here?
He needs like Iron
do it on
Mace or
instep?
something. I think so. Seeing that the coast is essentially clear,
Yeah,
it's
I
definitely
agree.
better than a grove with no fire in the yard.
Thank you, the cynic.
We're gonna
Glad to
play.
have your stamp
It's
of approval,
Destiny.
friend.
Yes.
So Death Rate Shaman, that's good.
If we play, you need a rematch on camera.
Oh my god, the run back. What are you guys right now?
The same thing we were before.
XO?
We'll go 2-1.
So he does go for the copy of the maze here on the
Activating
end of the
stage.
turn, but Death Ray Shaman is very strong and allow him to chip away. I mean, Dave's only at 8, so he doesn't need that many activations before Death Ray Shaman becomes a real problem.
8+ puns.
We
Dude, I was
seeing
getting
Punishing Fire?
But here's